Good Sunday afternoon. It's the final Sunday in the month of November in the year 2025. And I've done this one before, but worldly situations lead me to do it one more time. I title this segment People Over Politics. Hashtag read, listen, hashtag understand. More importantly, free will. With all that's going on in the world, and more specifically in the good old USA, I was in a quandary as to what approach to take to address certain situations. So I prayed about it, and the thought of free will entered my mind. Okay, Lord, what about it? Then came the touch to read Isaiah chapter 32. So I did in the King James Version. I said, then read it again in the New King James Version. And so here it is, Isaiah chapter 32, verses 1 through 20 in the New King James Version. Behold, a king will reign in righteousness, and princes will rule with justice. A man will be as a hiding place from the wind, and a cover from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. The eyes of those who see will not be dim, and the ears of those who hear will listen. Also, the heart of the rash will understand knowledge, and the tongue of the stammerers will be ready to speak plainly. The foolish person will no longer be called generous, nor the miser said to be bountiful. For the foolish person will speak foolishness, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice ungodliness, to utter error against the Lord, to keep the hungry unsatisfied, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. Also, the schemes of the schemer are evil. He devises his wickedness, plans to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speak justice. But a generous man devises generous things, and by generosity he shall stand. Rise up, you women who are at ease. Hear my voice, you complacent daughters. Give ear to my speech. In a year and some days you will be troubled, you complacent women, for the vintage will fail. The gathering will not come. Tremble, you women who are at ease. Be troubled, you complacent ones. Strip yourselves, make yourselves bare, and gird sackcloth on your waist. People shall mourn upon their breasts for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. On the land of my people will come up thorns and briars. Yes, on all the happy homes in the joyous city, because the palaces will be forsaken. The bustling city will be deserted. The forts and towers will become lairs forever. A joy of wild donkeys, a pasture of flocks, until the Spirit is poured upon us from on high, and the wilderness becomes a fruitful field, and the fruitful field is counted as a forest. Then justice will dwell in the wilderness, and the righteousness remain in the fruitful field. The work of righteousness will be peace, and the effect of righteousness, quietness, and assurance forever. My people will dwell in a peaceful habitation, in secure dwellings, and in quiet resting places. Though hail comes down on the forest, and the city is brought low in humiliation. And chapter 20 says, Blessed are you who sow beside all waters, who send out freely the feet of the ox and the donkey. And again, that's from the New King James Version, Isaiah chapter 32, verses 1 through 20. And here's my conclusion. God gave us all free will, and we need to be careful how we use it. And no one person or group should endeavor to hinder our use. It is a God-given right, and as such is a gift from the Master. Use it wisely, and remember, we'll all go to heaven, but not all of us will stay. I'm Rod Gross, saying I hope you had a good Thanksgiving and letting you know that God loves you, and so do I.